The valency of carbon, you can say the valency of carbon will be 4. You know that there are two types of major bond, that is ionic and covalent. However, in your class 12, you will also read about coordinates bond, but here there are two types, that is ionic and covalent. Because carbon has the property of catenation. Now you must know that what is this catenation? This catenation is known as the self-linking property. What atom is very small, so carbon-carbon bond length is very small. Fine. So what happens? Shorter bond length is there, and shorter bond length means stronger bond. We are going to start general organic chemistry. In this general organic chemistry, you know actually what the thing is this, chemistry is divided into physical chemistry, organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry. So organic chemistry is the branch of chemistry which deals with the carbon and hydrogen compounds mainly. However, your halogens, nitrogen and oxygen can also be found here. Fine. So, first of all, you must have a basic idea that how we are going to represent any organic compound, or you can say that how will you read the organic compound. So, starting with the general things, maybe some of the things you know already. You know, carbon can pair with 4 atoms. Why? Because the valency of carbon is what? It is 4. If I clear you this point more, you tell me the electronic configuration of carbon. Okay? So you will say to me that the atomic number is 6, therefore in ground state the electronic configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Okay, so if I draw the positions of electron in the ground state, I will draw like this is 1s2, okay, this is 2s2 and here 2p2. Fine. Now, actually it is due to the Hund's rule of orbital diagram, right? Now what happened? In excited state, it becomes 1s2 here, in 2s1 and this electron becomes unpaired and come here, right? So it will be this. Now you know the valency becomes 4. Here one electron can come, here also and also here. So the valency of carbon, you can say the valency of carbon will be 4. You know that there are two types of major bond, that is ionic and covalent. However, in your class 12, you will also read about coordinates bond, but here there are two types, that is ionic and covalent. So, carbon in all these compounds, organic compounds, form covalent bond. And it also shows some common types of hybridization, which I will show you, that is sp, sp2 and sp3. Okay, these are the common types of hybridization shown by carbon. Okay, now why there is a separate branch for carbon, giving so much importance to it that it became organic chemistry. Actually there are a lot of types of compounds found in organic chemistry. Why there are so much types of compound even though carbon plays only one element plays a major role? Because carbon has the property of catenation. Now you must know that what is this catenation? This catenation is known as the self-linking property. What are the reasons that carbon has the catenation property? But before explaining you this, I would like to tell you that there are some other elements also which show catenation. So these elements are other elements showing catenation. Actually, there is a huge difference between other elements showing catenation and carbon, which you will understand. But first of all, let's see other elements, that is silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Okay, now if I tell you that the catenation power of tin and lead is actually almost negligible, because the size of tin and lead is very much big, and very much big elements cannot link to each other because of steric hindrance. Do you understand this? So I can write the order of catenation property. So I can write that carbon much greater than silicon, then germanium, then tin, then lead. This will be your order, and it can be asked in your NEET or JEE. Okay, so here you can see that silicon is showing catenation, that is self-linking property, but much less than carbon. Okay, germanium shows very limited catenation, so I can write here that limited catenation. And I have already told you that tin and lead means almost no catenation, or you can say negligible catenation. And some non-metals also show catenation, if I tell you, but this group 14 was most important, right? Because carbon is the member of group 14 and oftenly the catenation properties order is asked related to the group 14. But there are some other non-metals also which show catenation property. Let me name them, that is sulfur, oxygen and nitrogen. Fine. How sulfur? Because it often forms long chains and rings. If you can recall any example, I would like you to recall. So you can write S8, that is the polymer of sulfur. But the thing is the same, that carbon is the king of catenation. Oxygen also shows catenation, but it is very limited catenation. But still it shows. For example, you can see OO bond in peroxides. If I give you a very familiar example that you will again and again read in your hydrogen chapter, that is H2O2 hydrogen peroxide, in this O and O bonding is seen. Nitrogen also shows the bonding but very limited. But in dinitrogen N2, you can see a bond, that is N triple bond N. But that is just only the molecule. I cannot say, and even you cannot say, that it is the proper catenation. If I give you this whole thing in conclusion, I will say that besides carbon, silicon, sulfur, germanium, tin, oxygen and nitrogen also show catenation, but to a much lesser extent. So you can say that carbon is the king of catenation. Suppose a question comes to you that take the element having least catenation power and they gave you 4 options. Okay, carbon, suppose silicon, oxygen and lead. So what will be the correct answer? Obviously that will be lead, because in all these elements lead has the greatest size, because you know, on moving from upside to down in the periodic table, atomic size increases. Therefore lead has the maximum size, and you know that maximum size molecules, or you can say large size molecules, find it very difficult to catenate, self-link, because a big molecule is being connected to a big molecule and it provides, or you can say due to it, steric hindrance rises. But on the other hand, if I give you the example of carbon, that is much smaller size, so small things are coming together, there will be no hindrance. So in such molecules catenation is possible. I hope this concept is clear to you. Now I will tell you that what is the reason of carbon being the king of catenation. So the very first reason which you can yourself quote from the above lecture is its small atomic size. Actually, you know that carbon atoms are very small. So what happens when the atom is very small? So carbon bond length is very small. Fine. So what happens? Shorter bond length is there, and shorter bond length means stronger bond. Stronger bond means very difficult to break, so it forms stable chains. You know that bond length is inversely proportional to stability. Bond length is inversely proportional to the strength. Means if bond length is more, then the strength will be less.
Crowded classes, these gaps go unnoticed. With one-to-one mentoring, chemistry becomes logical and real improvement begins.